Good afternoon, everybody. I think my voice is audible. Is my voice is audible? Anybody? Okay. Right. So see here, we are going to discuss third unit, moment of inertia. Very important unit. So it is purely related to design applications or otherwise any computational uh, or otherwise calculation applications in mechanics. Calculations or otherwise computational uh, applications. Applications are nothing but if you are having any structural member like bridges or otherwise trusses, if you see those kind of structures, if you want to do some calculations related to how much amount of bend, how much amount of twisting, how much amount of stiffness those structural members are going to be have. Okay, so it is purely depends upon the moment of inertia. For suppose I will give you certain example. So see here what actually moment of inertia means. So see here, if you see some bridges, so assume this is a bridge. Okay, assume this is a bridge. So on this particular bridge at two ends, so this is the path. Okay, so at ends you are going to see this kind of structure. Okay, it means certain links will be there from here to here, from here to here. Okay, so from here to here is also some link will be there. Or otherwise I will draw neatly, no problem. You see here, bridge is having this kind of structure. Okay, this is being the other here. So these are the trusses. From one, these are the links which are connecting the structural members. So, so see here, these are the loads or the forces that are going to be applied on particular nodes. Particular nodes. If this is a structure from here to here is also certain joint will be there. Link is jointed from here to here and also from here to here. Okay, and also another link will be there like this. So from here to here. Right. Assume this is a beam. This is a beam. So each and everything. Sorry. This is a bridge which are having some structural elements. Bridges having some structural element. So these are the structural elements. These structural elements we are going to call as trusses. So truss is nothing but any force that is directly going to be applied only at the joints only. So here I am going to have one joint, so there only I am going to apply the force, or we are going to get the force application over there only. So here is also. So when the vehicles or otherwise when heavy vehicles or light duty vehicles or any load is going to be passed through the bridges, how much amount of load that is going to be applied to resist to resist the deformations or otherwise internal stresses developed inside this body or otherwise inside this bridge is going to be calculated with the help of moment of inertia. It means how much amount of stiffness of this total first member. This is first member, this is second member, first member. So this is the third first member. So each and every member is going to be applied by individual forces. Why? Because on the bridge, so many vehicles are going to pass through these bridges. So this bridge is constructed because of the society purpose. So whenever this is going to be constructed, this design and this construction to be exactly depends upon the moment of inertia. On this basis only, on moment of inertia basis only, this structure is going to be constructed. Okay, not only this type of bridge structure, but also you will go for any kind of beams also, beam thickness or otherwise rods. You will take any kind of individual elemental things also. So for those, how much amount of twisting, how much amount of rotation those members are going to be have. So within that limit only, how much amount of limit that is to be calculated by moment of inertia. Up to that limit only, the structural member will sustain that particular force. If over that exceeding that moment of inertia limit, the structural member is not going to be restrain the particular forces, and we are going to get the failure of that particular structural beams. Okay, that's only so many bridges, and so many bridges is going to be uh, break breakage will be occurs in, or otherwise collapse will be occurs not only in bridges but also in some buildings also we will see beams. So how the cracks or otherwise how the deformations inside of those buildings or otherwise beams will be occurring due to this moment of inertia, uh, due to this moment of inertia property on. Okay, so this moment of inertia is exactly having two classifications. It is classified into two categories. So one is area moment of inertia. Another one is mass moment of inertia. Another one is mass moment of inertia. It means purely you will see. So when we are going to discuss centroid, so we have discussed centroid, no? So centroid is purely related to geometrical property and also physical properties. So what are the geometrical properties here? So geometrical property of any object is nothing but length, volume and area. Length, area and volume. So what are the mass properties? Okay. If it is length, area and volume, purely geometrical properties related term is going to be called as a centroid. If you focus on geometrical properties like length, area, volume, only we have to go for considering the centroid only. Okay, na? Why? Because geometrical properties will not have any content inside of that particular thing. Only we will have dimensions only, LBH dimensions. Okay, that's only. So due to location of the centroid, in order to balancing or otherwise governing purpose means equilibrium, equilibrium conditions of that particular any geometrical any geometrical quantity. Okay, so geometrical quantity is nothing. If it is area, we will go for area. If it is a linear element, we will go for middle of the section. Area, we will go for drawing the diagonals and we will find out the centroid of the particular thing. That is nothing but center point of that particular area. So in order to equilibrium that, you will just go for balancing at that particular position. Okay, then it will be in equilibrium condition. Okay, so when we go for considering otherwise any also you will take centroid and moment inertia will be more involved in these categories. Okay, so one is related to geometrical properties, that is nothing but centroid, and one is related to mass, that is physical property, is nothing but we will go for call it as a center of mass or otherwise center of gravity. So like that, moment of inertia also it will purely depends upon the area and also mass. It means geometrical properties of the particular object and also mass properties, that is physical properties of the particular object. So if it is purely depends upon area, we will going to call moment of inertia, area moment of inertia. If it is related to mass, it means how much quantity is involved. If that we are going to consider means mass moment of inertia calculations also we are going to calculate. Okay, so basically 1 minute, basically you will see here basically you will see here when we go for discussing the centroid, so what are the our centroid location, so what are the methods we have used, so we have used two methods. So one is algebraic sum approach is nothing but, so see here how many, if it is related to centroid means we are going to consider area only. So area into whatever the x coordinate is there. This x coordinate is the centroidal coordinate of the particular element. If it is a one dimensional element, you will get x and y coordinate, x coordinate only, or only one directional. If it is a area element, you will get two dimensional elements. Okay. So if it is a one dimensional, two dimensional element is nothing but we will have x and y coordinate, x and y coordinate. Okay, so how many number of elements that you are going to divide, that much number of areas you have to calculate, that much number of centroidal coordinate also you are going to have. Okay, so momental, so sum of algebraic sum of two sections are there, you will get two areas and also two coordinate points, two coordinates points, that is x1 and x2. So if it is two are there, a1 x1 plus a2 x2 divided by a1 plus a2. It means summation of all areas. Summation of all areas. So what this numerator term that is going to be give the concept. So this area is multiplied with some x, say x centroidal coordinate means this total quantity is going to be called as the first moment of area. First moment of area. Why we are going to call it first moment of area means we know that moment is nothing but how much amount of your area will be there, that is to be multiplied with that particular distance. So area multiplied with particular distance is going to be called as a moment. Moment. Okay. If again this why we are going to call as a first moment of area means only one perpendicular distance that is there, that is going to be making from y axis, that is going to be making from y axis only na? So see here, if it is a rectangular object is there, central location I know that by drawing the diagonals I will get the central location for this particular object here. So I am going to have the centroidal x and y coordinates for this centroid. I am going to have from x axis I will get y distance. Okay, so from y axis I will get x position, x location. X as a centroidal location for this particular coordinate. Okay, so with respect to y I am going to get x, with respect to x I am going to y coordinate. Okay, so area of this particular rectangle is capital A. Area of this particular rectangle is capital A. If I want to find out what is the centroidal location, means x bar is equal to your central location. X bar is equal to sum of your area A1, that is divided by x1 divided by A1. Only one element is there, I will get only one. Okay, so area 1 is nothing but A only, x1 is nothing but only x only. It is with respect to your y coordinate. I am going to get area into x. With respect to x axis, I am going to get area into y. So this area into x, area into y is going to be called as a first moment. First moment. Okay. So if again another perpendicular distance with respect to x axis is there, so this is going to be called as, this is our total moment again multiplied with your perpendicular distance, area into x1 into x1. So area into total, I am going to get the total quantity in the numerator. I am going to get the second moment of area as a into x square. A into x square. This is going to be called as the second moment of area. So second moment of area is going to be called as the moment of inertia. Second moment of area is going to be called as the moment of inertia. Okay. So mathematically we are having the definition for area multiplied with square of their perpendicular distance. What is their perpendicular distance means? With respect to centroid of the particular object, what is the distance that is to be perpendicular about certain axis? About certain axis. Certain axis is nothing but with respect to the y axis, I am going to get the perpendicular distance x for this particular area. So this area into multiplied with square of their distances, perpendicular distance. Square of the perpendicular distance is what I am going to get x and the perpendicular distance. If I square it and multiply with area, I will get the second moment of area. So what is meant by moment or momentum?
So there is a difference between moment and moment. Moment and moment. So we know that according to Newton's, don't go there. So simply you will understand the applications of this particular thing. Don't go deeper. So see here. So if the moment of area again multiplied with a perpendicular between the center of gravity and the area about every axis are the distance. So this total entire quantity we are going to call it the area moment of inertia. So if it's a mass moment of inertia, so whatever the physical property mass is there, this, this is to be multiplied with square of their perpendicular distance. This m into x square as a mathematical quantity, or otherwise we can call as a physical quantity in mathematical formula we have expressed. Okay, so this total entire quantity is going to be called as MOI. MOI, mass moment of inertia. It means MMOI, mass moment of inertia. So generally we will in some textbooks moment of inertia, area moment of inertia, AMOI, as abbreviations. These are nothing but so short terminology. Moment of inertia, mass moment of inertia, or otherwise area moment of inertia. Okay. So how to calculate? So we know the applications of where we are going to apply this moment of inertia and what exactly means moment of inertia mathematically we have known up now. But see here, actually how to find out moment of inertia, how to find out moment of inertia for any plane geometry figures like rectangle, triangle, square, circle, ellipse. Why? Because these are the regular in geometry that are going to be used in our daily life to construction of bridges or otherwise to build a materials to beams or otherwise development of rods or designing of anything. Okay, so in designing of or otherwise construction of any kind of buildings, there are so many daily life regular plane geometrical figures that we are going to see. So in designing of them, the computational approach in moment of inertia is very useful. Okay, so that's only how to calculate for plane geometric figures or otherwise regular usage of geometrical figures. So we will see. So any regular geometrical figure will have certain area, and also if it is a some internal quantity is there, we will go for considering the mass moment of inertia. Why? Because internal quantity will have certain mass. If mass we are going to consider means it is a physical quantity. For physical quantity, we will have definitely center of gravity. For center of gravity, mass will be the particular concept. Okay. So center of gravity, mass we are going to calculate. So that's why only mass moment of inertia will be there for internal quantity materials. Okay. So for this, we will just move forward. So see here. So how to find out? How to find out? So see here. Just I will draw. I will explain in XY coordinate system. Take X and Y axis. Simple concept. Any regular or irregular geometry will take. Any regular or irregular geometry take. So this is some lamina, so which is having certain area. Capital A is the area, and centroid is located at certain point. Centroid is located certain point. So if it is a y-axis, is an x-axis. Is an x-axis. So go for finding out if it is a centroid means if it is a central means go for defining the locations, defining